So it's of course time for our usual character unlock review for Mimi and Mimi, our first 7th character after literally a week of being available. We now have more characters in 7's World than we do in Vrain's World, which is very, very funny. Now, we have been using Yuga to farm Mimi at the gate, and it's been going not too great because farming in Rushdal is very difficult. At the moment, most people are playing the Beetle and the new Ninja to just kind of buff up to a big attack points over 10k, swing in, deal damage, and hope you get maybe 7,000 score plus. That is the optimal amount you can kind of get. So it's been going not too great given the moment. I've done maybe 40 duels and I've not seen more than one copy of the Carrier. And it's important because this is the best card she has. It is a better Creebot for the deck, right? During the turn normal summoned it, add a light Aqua normal from your graveyard to your hand. This is really good given at the moment there's not too many Aquas in Duel Links, and so you're going to be relying on this for recursion quite a bit. Then, we've got the Server. Kind of the same, but if there's a light normal Aqua on your field, gain 500. So, the ideal is you would summon a monster, summon this, gain 500, sack this off for something else. The problem is we don't have any Tribute Aquas in Duel Links already. Aside from Daikito, that's the only one. So, this isn't super great at the moment. You'll still play it because there's there's a lack of targets, but it's not overly amazing, and in terms of res normals, it's the same cards as in starter decks and gate drops, right? And I kind of hoped that with 7's World and Duel Links, they would go back and maybe events would have a new NNR pool, right, to put up from, like in the back in day in Duel Links, right? Every event was like, here's 5 or 6 new NNRs, and over time we'd build up. But no, it seems by the 3rd or 4th event, you're going to have 500 copies of this, and there's nothing you can really do with it, because the card trader isn't being used for res normals at the moment. So when it does, it'll kind of get better, but at the moment, it's gonna suck. So let's go to Mimi and see her brand new cards, her brand new skills. Starting off with a copy of the Kanan, the Sword Diva. Actually, let's go check the deck first of all. Right, if we got any duplicate copies, we have got in the deck a Stone Dragon, doesn't fit. We've got a Kanan and a Grace. Okay, so that is all for new cards, right? And you're seeing repeats of Doriado and this all in level ups, right, and gate drops. So it feels really not great, but getting one of these each is okay for the start. So a second copy of Kanan is going to be one of your better normal summons. Okay, we've then got a second copy of the Kanna, which again is a defensive option. It's a bit weird it's an SR, right, when we've got things like Strange Cat as a rare in a box, but I will take it, that's fine. We've then got level 10, the Triple Threat Thunder. This card is really, really good. If you've got Thrakos on your field, you make 1 more sprint controls, 0 attack points. Incredible, right? This lets you beat over Dragius, which is going to be the real issue with this deck, because we're already at level 10, and I have a feeling we're not going to get many more copies of this. So we've then got the skill ticket. Again, I like this. Good job, Konami. Good change. We've then got a second and third copy of the Kanna, a third copy of the Kanan, and at the last one, we've got the Party, which puts your Aquas into defense mode, and you gain 400 for each. So you're gaining 1200 maximum. This deck could have been really cool if it was more focused on this life point gain, right? Because at the moment, there's not much offensive options, right? We know Mimi, in our deck, in our event deck, has 1500 Dynamis Dark Witch, and so you kind of think, is that coming via a mini box, or is that coming via her next event, right, via the rerun? Or when are we getting some of the traps, right? Even if we got the trap that gain life points, it would have been some interaction in Duel Links that's kind of missing in Rushdal right now. So maybe that's a Wave 2 thing, right, for the rerun, as well as the Disco Ball trap card, right? Maybe that's kind of coming then. But this does at least kind of work out that when we get level 25 and 30, it's probably going to be another copy of this and another copy of the other spell, right? Probably, if they're being boring. So overall card-wise, it's fine, but I don't think there's enough here to kind of make a foolproof strategy, especially when you've got like dragons and beasts and spellcasters all their 1500, but Aquas can't get it. It's a bit weird. I've just realized my skills aren't showing up on the far right. That's really, really weird. Let me just go and change character so I can see them. There we go. So first of all, we've got attack mode. This is the basic giving a Strange Cat attack and defense points, right? Then got Blue Medicine Deal, which Roman only had, which was actually, this isn't bad, right? In some cases right now, this might be better than the Hammer Crush one, right? Because Hammer Crush is only really good in a metagame where backer is prevalent. Right now, the only backer to worry about is Phantom Bind. And the deck you're mainly running the Hammer Crush skill in is Dragon Casters. which is kind of a mix or aggro. And so Phantom Bind isn't that relevant for you, but maybe gaining 400 actually could be, as well as the draw 1. So I think this might be better in some cases. Then we've got Boogie Master Draw. You've got to have at least 10 light attribute aggros in your deck, which is fine. And it's a turn 4 onward draw sense for your Daikito and your Seals Carrier, which does get you into Daikito because this brings a card back. So this isn't awful, but if you do see these cards before turn 4, then it's kind of dead. But there is no lock on this, so you can play Dragius, and I think you might do that because otherwise there's no real offensive options aside from that one spell card, and that's not going to do too much. Then we've got Disco Fever, which is going to have at least 15 light attribute aqua types, and only level 7 high effect monsters are aqua types, so again, you're now locked out Dragius. You've got to summon a light aqua normal type, okay. Any number of light attribute aquas on your field gain 700 attack points if their levels equal 10. But this doesn't work that way. I know this one, right? I've seen people already talk about it. This is up to 10. The skill is mistranslated, of course, Konami doing it again, and so this is much better than you'd kind of expect, because it now means your little weak 1200 aquas are now 1900, which means they beat over witches, they beat over Taunas, they beat over the Wonder Splats. They don't quite get to the 7th Zone Magician or the Dragius, but you are relying on your Daikito to get you through there, and so you'll probably play the skill, but again, I feel like that this Boogie Master Draw, just being able to play Dragius might be the way. Or maybe you play this, but with another, like, low tribute deck, right? Maybe DMG could kind of work out nicely, right? But we'll see. We'll see. Then there's Light Race Draw, which is the draw sense for the level 5 or 6 light attribute on Legend. Okay. Rocket Draw is the one that I think kind of sucks. We've got the Loner skill for Daikito, which again, sucks. We've got Set Party, which given we have one in the game, and it's a once per duel skill, if this was more than once per duel, this might be better, right? Because right now, this is your only real way of gaining life aside from the Seals Carrier, and so, yeah, it could be cool if it was more than once per duel. And then, of course, Set Seal Ancients. This card is pointless. Just don't play. So overall, for Mimi, it's a bit of a mixed bag, right? It's a good thing we're getting unique level up cards, right? But I feel like these could have been free. These vanillas could have been all in the star deck or available as more gate drops, and then have more unique, better cards, because right now, I don't think Mimi can compete with, say, Warriors or even Sidekicks from the box, right? She's got some cool stuff, I'll give her that. 2 cool skills, but at the moment, I think they're going to be sorely lacking. And it's going to be a while, given we kind of assume there's no mini box this month, right? It's going to be a Speedo box. It's going to be a while until these cards are fully actually playable, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, of course, Ladder being so volatile means this deck will be alright. We'll have to find out. But anyway, that's my thoughts on Mimi and Duel Links. Send me your thoughts down below. I'll see you all in the next Duel Links video. See you then.